Hello and welcome back. I am Arumba. Thank you for joining me. Let's play some more Mamluk Merchants in Europa Universalis 4, the Cradle of Civilization patch. Alright, so between episodes, I took a couple minutes and just looked around the map, tried to get my bearings straight on what I wanted to accomplish. Started up a whole bunch of ships because that's what we're going to do. We're going to be like a trade nation type thing, so we would definitely like for that to be the case. Start consolidating this army up here, and we're going to start to ramp up our professionalism a little bit if we can. I have an idea of a way that we can immediately, just like immediately trigger a golden era at the start of the game. It's been like less than a year, but if we vassalize this guy and then seize Soba from him, that is, shoot, we can't seize it as his capital. Damn. I was thinking maybe we could get up to five estuaries if we, or coastal centers of trade. We can seize Jeddah from Hijaz here. That gets us to 4. We already have 1, 2, 3. That'd be the 4th. And then I guess we're actually going to have to conquer something from Ethiopia if we want to be able to get that mission early on. Does he have any decent forts? Got a capital fort and a mothballed fort at the southern tip of his country. Oh, he'd be so easy to beat. Especially if we had a golden era and I'm like a morale of armies advisor or something. And a better leader. So, what are we going to do with this extra diplomat then while we are waiting? Already improving relations with you, yes? No, you're not really a guy that I'm that interested in, actually. It was Medina. We should probably get this royal marriage squared away. Any reason to really do this, though? I mean, our legitimacy is going to reset when we die soon anyway. Yeah, I guess it helps just to make sure that he likes us. Or something. So yeah, we're going to try to focus on income, economy, prosperity, messing around with religion and the trade node mechanic stuff. A little bit less maybe of a conquest focus. I would like to disassemble the Ottomans, and I would like to, I don't know, maybe go fight the Ming. I think that would be quite fun, especially as a trade type war. But I mean, I'm not going to be trying to like do a world conquest or anything here, so I just want to enjoy the new mechanics, is the game plan. So let's see if we can win these sieges and wrap this war up. We'll go up to speed 4 while we're waiting for that to happen. In the meantime, even though we're at war, we can pull back or hire a new general and start to work on getting our professionalism to grow over time. I feel like the earlier in the campaign you start working toward this, the more significant the effect will be as you advance later into the campaign. You get to 20% professionalism, you can build supply depots, you may refill the garrison, woo, with this one at 40%, 60%, this is where it starts to get pretty strong. Regain manpower when disbanding. So you could actually hire a bunch of infantry and then disband them, and it takes about 50 months for an army at full maintenance to cost its hiring cost. So it would be 100 months if you have them at no maintenance. Drawback to disbanding, I think, would be that you'd give up all of your earned drill. So, yeah, I don't know. I'm not sure if that's something I would actually do or not, but it could be nice if you really needed it. Maybe for that manpower recovery mission, could be nice. Permanent army general cost gets cut in half, and then at 100% you have reduced morale damage taken by reserves. Army drill gain modifier plus 100%. So as long as you have an army drilling somewhere, you can keep that at 100%, and then you would lose a lot less morale for your armies that are not actually in the front line. Polish Union has happened. Seems reasonable. Okay, there is a siege. We're going to unappoint that leader. Please stop attaching to me. Get away from me. We're going to grab our infantry only, and we're going to have our old man Jacques Mock Bourgie, the 73-year-old, is going to teach them how to drill. So we're going to arrive over here, and then we're going to use the J key, new keyboard shortcut J to drill. Takes your army down to 0.5 morale, and then they drill. Depending on the size of the army relative to your force limit, you gain yearly army professionalism, which is accrued on a monthly basis, so 0.2 divided by 12. And then every year, there is a chance. I'm assuming this can actually happen every month. It just gets divided by 12 again. But you have a chance to raise the stats of your leader. your general. Not like on not on this screen, not these stats, but his actual like maneuver, fire, and siege pips and stuff like that. So one of the things that I've started doing, I've been playing this expansion a little bit here and there, and I find, at least in the early game, it makes very little sense to drill your cavalry. Makes them very expensive, and because you're paying full maintenance for a cav, you don't pay any manpower to drill, but you have to keep your cav at full maintenance. And the reason I don't like the idea of drilling cavalry is that if you're using them properly, then they don't really get any benefit from drill. Army drill, oh, we have none drill on there to actually showcase it. Army drill reduces fire and shock damage received and increases fire and shock damage dealt. But again, if you're flanking with your cavalry, doing it properly, then they shouldn't be taking any damage, and they only get 1/4 of the benefit because they only deal damage in the shock phase. So, to me, that just doesn't really make a lot of sense. Okay, it is November. I think we'll actually stay at full morale because we are going to start revoking some provinces from these crazy nobles who are at 60% liberty desire, or 60% disaster status. Just was hoping we could finish this war first. Alright, let's get this army on the way back up there as well. Alright, excellent. Cool. That siege actually went pretty well, considering we have no cannons or anything. So you, sir, yeah, you're going to need to become my subject, even though it's going to cost me Diplo points. That's just what you're going to do. Also, I want you to give me all of your money, because I kind of need it. And that's a fair bit of aggressive expansion down there. Good thing it's part of a different religious and cultural group, and we don't really care. So Ethiopia's kind of upset that I've just swooped in and done this. Dongola is the guy who's got a core from my now subject, and this guy, allied with who? This random guy over here. Hijaz has no cores or claims, but that would be pretty easy land for him to handle. Hijazi Shia? By all means. Why do you have Shia land? Why don't you convert that? You can actually send missionaries to your own subjects' lands now, which is really cool. There's a button here to include subjects now, which is awesome because, yeah, my subjects are having some issues. Guys got a Shia province here in Suwaid. And then over here, you can't convert them to your religion unless they are your religion. So because he's Coptic, I can't like convert his lands to my religion right now. But if I were to, say, force his religion, which I think we're going to do right away, or fairly soon, need to get his liberty desire down a little bit first. Got a little bit of debt, we can pay that off for him. And then do we want to enforce his religion? Their opinion of us must be positive. Alright, fine. We'll try to make him happy for a little bit. And then here, we're looking at a coalition from Makiria, the guy who we're killing. I'm okay with this. Now, this land is, I believe it's all part of our religious group, or our culture group, rather. Actually, it's not. None of it is. Interesting. It's going to take quite a while to core that, then. The mission was just to conquer it. We don't actually have to core it yet. Let's give it a day. Satisfy the mission. I think what we might do is just full annex this guy, and then transfer this land down here, because it's all part of the culture group that he wants anyway. In fact, it's all Nubian, and he's Nubian, so he'd be great with that land. How dare you try to convert that Sunni land? Leave it Sunni. Okay. I'm gonna start working on trying to get this guy back to a happy status. Can't do a royal marriage just yet. Now this guy, I think I might make him into a march. It would just make things a lot easier. It's part of a different religious group. We can still transfer trade power from him. And it's got like a built-in minus 15% liberty desire for having that. Which would pretty much let me turn on the divert trade really soon. He had to take another loan already. We'll pay it off for him. Alright, so next month I think we make him into a march. But first, before I forget and get screwed by it, we have 5 months to deal with the nobles who I've greatly pissed off. So, the nobles have all this land, and they really shouldn't have any of it, so let's start revoking, shall we? They get your discipline, and I believe they do get your rebels base morale is 2.57 from tech. No, it looks like we do get a morale advantage, which is nice. We have a much larger army. We've got the manpower that we stole from them to deal with this, but we're going to take some losses here. It's going to cost a little bit of cash to sort the situation. And I'm totally fine with that, because they really shouldn't have this land. Certainly shouldn't have 35% of our land. Shock damage received on our old man. I'm hoping that we actually have time here. I'm a little concerned that we don't have enough months left. Let's see. What do we have to revoke that's protected by zone of control? The entire thing over here is protected. These two can be revoked. These two cannot safely be revoked. That one can. These two cannot. Alright, I think we can hit these two and then these two in the next 4 months. That shouldn't be a problem. Especially if I focus in on those. Alright. Plus, it should slow down as I start to revoke more and more of the land. So why am I doing it this way? Well, we don't really care that much about the land maintenance modifier at the beginning of the campaign, and the only real way to sort this situation quickly is to just drive them all the way down to 0% and let them be pissed for a little while. And then once they've kind of sorted themselves, then you grant new land to them in the appropriate amount, and you gain loyalty for giving them land even though they're down to 0%. I guess the logic being that they can't really get upset if they already have none land. Three months to go here. Yeah, that war took maybe a little bit longer than I thought it would. We're not rolling that well. I just saw a couple zeros back to back. Wow, this battle is taking absolutely forever. Okay. So we're gonna leave like an extra 2 of these infantry here. And start marching up to Gaza. Okay, it would not be an Arumba campaign if I didn't start off with a massive noble issue, noble problem. ships are starting to pop out now, so we're going to be over the naval supply limit. If I don't sell some of these other ships, we're going to have financial issues. And we are down to 25%. I like to mothball my initial ships that I don't really want, so that you get all the sailors back, so you can replace the ships with better ships. So we are technically at peace. Let's come back from Hejaz. And how many months do we have? Just 2, I think, right now. Yes, so these provinces need to get revoked. Okay, we below 95% yet? Currently 90% and only progressing. Yes, good. So that actually bought me an extra month. Alright, who is friendly? You are friendly. Would you like some ships, sir? I happen to have quite a few ships. How many would you like? Buying the fleet would exceed the force limit. I'm aware. I'm aware of this. How about you start off by buying my transports? My transports? Well, what is your force limit? How about you just tell me what it is? That seem fair? I want to buy 3. How about 4? All for it. Cool. Six, however, is too many. I could check the ledger, I just don't really want to. Five ships for 50. He was willing to give me 50 ducats for 4, wasn't he? Yeah. Or 40 ducats for 3. Alright, just take the 3 then. Anyone else over here friendly? You're friendly. Good. Okay, all these ships are going to come down here and start working on their new job, which is to protect trade. And we're going to get rid of all of these ships, for the most part. Just because I don't really intend to conquer Cyprus, and I don't need to really worry that much, I think, about naval superiority over the Ottomans, for example. Alright, we should be very, very close. We're at 94%. We have 2 months to go. Down to the point where we're not quite using the Cav in a good position here, and they're rolling quite well. Okay, they're down to 3 per tick now. Nope, down to 2. Okay, yep, looks like we've probably reached the critical point where now we can slow down, take our time. These rebels are actually beating me. They rolled so well in the first couple phases of combat that they are doing a great job. Okay, and then these other ones we can revoke when we have a little bit more manpower. We have some months to work with here. Alright, let's turn around now and use the money that we've done. We're currently at 25 ships out of 24. We have 18 lights. I want to train 6 more lights on this side. And then I want to get rid of the galleys. Unfortunately, we did get rid of most of the people who would be interested in buying at a good price. Cyprus might buy, like, I don't know, the off galley or something still. Would be nice if we had an actual military leader with shock value. That would really help a lot. That's interesting. We can't suffer attrition with this army. Or it's not showing that there's attrition. Every army except for the initial army is now showing that they're not suffering attrition. I wonder if it's just a delayed update or something, but either way, I don't really want there to be an attrition tick, so let's just do the combat now. You can avoid attrition if you're in combat, so that works. Okay, we're gonna have to revoke, like, all of the rest of these provinces, like, right away now. Or at least one more right away. Just do that one now. I don't want to miss it. So they can be upset. It's within his own control. And we'll just get them on the next month. And that should put them at, yeah, they're below 80% now. So, okay. No more worries about the disaster. Just gotta do a little bit more cleanup. And then we're ready to start playing maybe normally-ish. Alright. Cool. I'm gonna take a break here. I'll see you in the next episode. As always, thank you for watching. Hopefully you guys understand why I'm being so a bit obsessive with shoot, we rebuilt these navies up a little bit. It's not what I wanted to do. Oh well. Alright, cool. I'll see you in the next episode. As always, thank you for watching. See you soon.